What's going on, everybody? I'm Patrick from POWLAX, and in this video, we're going to be doing a 5-minute review of the Lax Clone and their 5 Nett mesh. Let's get into it. If you are new to the channel and you want to see more lacrosse content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when we come out with brand new videos. So let's get right into the 5 Lax Clone lacrosse head and their 5 Nett mesh. We're going to try to do this review in 5 minutes because 5 is the theme, and so let's just get right into it. So what's the big difference? What's the big hoopla around the Clone? The difference is that rather than having stringing holes, you're going to have these nubs that you are going to take the mesh, put the mesh around the nubs, and that is going to create your pocket shape. Now, you might be saying to me, Patrick, how is it just going to stick onto those nubs? Well, here's how. This little red string here acts as a retainer that's going to come to the inside of these nubs, and it's going to hang out on the inside, which is going to keep it on the head. So what you do is you end up putting the mesh, each diamond, around the nubs, and you end up with a pocket that looks like this. Now, here's the thing about these nubs. They are brand new stringing technology, but they're also a gimmick. A gimmick is just something that brings, attention to a specific product. I saw this online. It looked really interesting. They were generous enough to send me a couple of them, and we're going to be doing a giveaway on the Instagram. So go check POWLAX out on Instagram, where we'll be doing a giveaway of at least a head and some mesh. But the thing I think of when I think of gimmick is something that doesn't work. This works, and it works really well. In order to create the pocket that is useful, that you can, use live in game, this is awesome. And I was very surprised at how well it could create different types of pockets. So right after I got this, we were headed to Utah, and in the first hour, I had 5 different stringing patterns from 5 different players because of how quickly you can unstring and restring it. And so that's kind of one of the big deals. We'll get into that in a minute. But so let's talk a little bit more about the design. So each one of these nubs has a number on it. So that's going to help us when we think of which diamond we're going to want to put on which number nub so that we can make sure that the stick stays symmetrical. Now, the big thing when I think about this head is I don't really like the shape of it. Now, that's something that can be modified over time. I'm sure this was like a first design, and as they come out with new ones, I could see them coming out with designs that were like a 2A, a 2T, a 2D, kind of like the String King theory, where it looks the same in terms of where the bars are across the sidewall or the side of the head, but they have different depths at certain points. The head curves in different ways. And I think that's where this can really kind of take off. But so in terms of the usability and creating a pocket, it's great. Now, where I think this also really kind of steps beyond the idea of a traditional stick is for players who want to learn how to string and want to learn pocket mechanics, but want to do it faster than having to restring something that'll take them like 30 minutes. So back when I was learning how to string, it took me a lot longer than it does now. And if I messed up way up here with a sidewall hole, I'd have to unstring the whole side, restring the whole side, and that would take me 15, 20 minutes. Now, once I did that a couple times, I was very sure about exactly where I put the sidewall holes and which piece of mesh I pulled to where. But ultimately, it made me a better stringer. Whereas with this, you can just pop this retaining string off, move some diamonds from anywhere, and then put it right back on. Now, it can be difficult once you get a bunch of tension in it and, figuring out which piece of mesh you can pull to where. You kind of have to explore. But the ability to make a pocket that you like or manipulate that pocket happens very, very quickly. And so with the last, so ultimately, great head. I like it. I would change the scoop shape. I would make it a little wider. But in terms of functionality as a lacrosse head and durability, I think it's great. I don't see the nubs breaking, which I think I already mentioned. But overall, it's a great head. Now, the final 30 seconds of this video are going to be about the mesh. So the 5 Nett mesh is also a very great product. It's also much cheaper than most other performance mesh. I I would rival it in the kind of like just a step down from your Hero 3 or your high level string king. And in terms of price, it's about half price. So if you buy one, it's like $12. If you buy 5, it comes under $10. But so when you're looking on 5lax.com at the clone, make sure to look into their mesh as well. It's definitely a nice product. It's not something like the old soft mesh that once it gets wet a couple times, it's going to kind of constrict. You know, it will be different once it's wet, because all mesh is different, because once you add water to something, it's gonna come off a little bit different, but it won't do that whole like soaking, constricting thing where it kind of becomes an entirely different pocket. But so that wraps up my 5lax review in 5 minutes. Have a good one. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section, and I'll see you guys in the next video.